Hello everybody, and welcome to this cast between EGIdra, spawning here as the green Zerg, and his opponent is actually FnaticRain. He has this tag because of you pros, but this is Rain from Team Fnatic. And they'll be playing here on MLG Testbug, very interesting map, a map with 3 spawn positions. You see one here for Rain, one for Idra, and one blank one over here. Another nice thing about this map is the Zelnaga watchtowers. There's 4 of them, but only one is initially available to be used. The others are surrounded by these destructible rocks and have to be taken down before they can be activated. Another odd thing about this is the gold expansion bases. The base itself is not actually blocked off by these rocks, but the majority of the mining is. So while you can start building a base and then you can take down these rocks. But let's move on to the players. Idra, of course, needing very little introduction. If you are at all familiar with the StarCraft pro gaming scene, you will probably have heard of Evil Genius's Idra. He is a pro gamer from the Brood War days, playing exclusively as the Zerg race. He is an excellent player, solid macro mechanics, very good micro mechanics as well, preferring to go for an economy game, going for a long-term hordes of Zerg units, and he is also known within the community for his strong views on balance between Zerg versus Protoss and Zerg versus Terran. His opponent, FnaticRain, is one of the a relative newcomer to the StarCraft 2 scene. He is actually one of the few very successful pro gamers without any Brood War pro gaming experience. He was known early on and somewhat criticized for his slightly cheesy all-in style of play. He went for a lot of bunker rushes, a lot of marine SCV all-in attacks, and he has since transitioned to a slightly more balanced game, but it is still focused strong on early game aggression. And you can see here already he's going for his 2 racks. He wants to throw early pressure onto Idra right away, and Idra's going to be scouting down here, and it looks like he's going to scout out the 2 racks, turn this drone right around. He knows what's coming, he knows what he has to do, transferring a couple of drones down here to his fast expansion, while at the same time we already have Rain moving his SCV into position to probably set up a bunker, flanked by another SCV, and we have 1 Marine here, but Idra bringing in his drones, doing his best to take down this bunker before it gets finished. And now we have the Marine taking down 1 drone and forced to run away as these other drones chase him down. But during all this time, this bunker is still being completed. We have a spine crawler going down for Idra to try to offer up some defense, and a couple of Zerglings coming out, and even more Marines just streaming across the map. But now the Zerglings are out, and it looks like Idra is going to be able to get a good surround on those Marines and kill a bunch of them, chase them away. There goes the SCV, and Rain has decided to salvage the bunker. And this early game 2 racks pressure is not going to catch Idra unawares. A very solid defense, able to take that out, push him away, and get his second base up and running. In the meantime, on the back of that aggression, Rain has decided to use it to establish another command center down here, and he's feeling very confident about his ability to hold. He is not setting it up in his base and floating it down. He's bringing his Marines down here and just going to guard against any Zerglings. It's possible that he is aware of Idra's desire to play a more macro-style game, and so he's not expecting much early aggression from his Zerg opponent. As we continue on, Rain is still not giving up. He is probably going to send out some more of these Marines and just try to keep the pressure on Idra. He wants him to be producing Zerglings instead of drones, as everybody knows that once Idra gets up and running with his macro machine, he is very difficult to stop. Constant waves of reinforcements will be coming down. He has very good decision making on his unit composition, and we'll see if he's able to basically gain a foothold against Rain here, who is going for a third barracks, and even Idris managed to sneak a couple of Zerglings into the base, take down a couple Marines, and it looks like he's going to try to kill the SCV that's constructing this command center. But the command center goes up, it finishes there, and all these Marines that were going to pressure Idris' front door are forced to return to his base and deal with these pesky Zerglings that have been running around. And in addition to all of this, Idra is also getting a full scout on Rain's base. He knows pretty much what tech path he's going, except for this factory, which was now thrown down as Idra's Zergling was forced to run up in order to try to survive. So, interesting opening to this game. A lot of early aggression. EGIdra is able to handle it very well. Rain, on the other hand, is looking to be going towards a fairly marine-heavy build. He has a reactor coming down to create even more marines. No upgrades. Never mind. We have Stimpack just now being researched for his marines, so he'll be able to use Stimpack to run away from any banelings or engage any mutalisks in the air, and also just greatly increase the attack speed and the movement speed of all of his marines. In the meantime, we have another scout going out. Zergling's speed, awfully late for EGIdra. It's nearing the 8-minute mark, and it is only about halfway done. So he has been unable to really maintain a lot of map control because of his inability to move his Zerglings quickly across the map. EGIdra with control of the center Zelnaga watchtower, and he spent a little bit of time trying to take down these destructible rocks, probably to park a Zergling on it so he can keep an eye about for when Rain is planning to move out. And Rain's Zergling sense must have been tingling, because as soon as these rocks started getting attacked, he sent out a small force with a heli and a lot of marine in order to do damage to these Zerglings. And look at that, great roast on those Zerglings, lining them up perfectly, taking down all 3 of them with no loss to any of his units. And here come a Hellion and a lot of marines. Stim timing is nearly done. It's about 3/4 finished. He's got another 50 in-game seconds to wait, and we'll see if he waits for the stim to complete before attacking it. It looks like he will. He simply wanted to take these Zerglings off of this tower and get them away from these rocks over here. EGIdra, for his part, already at Lair Tech, moving into his Spire Tech. He's going to want to get some Mutalisks going. There it is, hiding between the extractors. And he has Zergling speed finished, and he's going after these destructible rocks and chasing a Marine that is going to be going and checking for an expansion over here. And there was a drone hiding behind the minerals. The expansion is going to go down, while at the same time we have a medevac full of Marines and a whole lot of Marines just standing outside of the creep in EGIdra's base. And it looks like we're going to be going for a drop of full of Marines, but EGIdra is on top of it, sending over lots of Zerglings, lots of Banelings, and a couple of Queens to shoo this away. While Rain gets his economy going, he has 2 more gas coming up, and not great on his saturation over here. Good at his main base, but he needs a few more SCVs in order to get the most out of this expansion here. It seems like he is focusing a lot of attention on just harassing EGIdra, keeping him in his base, keeping him contained. We even have a medevac that flew right over this expansion. We'll see what he plans to do with it. It looks like he's going to turn it around and drop some Marines over here and shut down this 3rd base from EGIdra. EGIdra, of course, is desperate to take an additional base in order to stay at least 1 base ahead of his Terran opponent. Otherwise, he runs the risk of being completely outproduced. And now we've got a bit of an engagement here. Stim going down for these Marines. The Zerglings trying to get us around, but once they're off the creep, they lose that 30% speed bonus. And Rain sending over another small group of Marines in order to take down any drones and this hatchery, while keeping the bulk of his force over here to deal with any Zerglings or Banelings that are responding. And now there's Mutalisks up on the field, and just getting Stimpack going down. And look at that great spread on those Marines. All the Banelings forced to take out only about 4 Marines up at the top, which is not a very good exchange. And the Marines and the medevacs cleaning up the rest of the Zerglings and forcing these Mutalisks to fly away, or else they get destroyed. Marines very effective against Mutalisks. And even a scan going down to try to clean up some of these creep tumors. Almost all of that active creep is going to recede. Luckily, this 1 tumor was missed, so there'll still be quite a bit of creep spread for EGIdra, and the Zerglings running in, trying to get another surround, another stim to going down, but these Marines very low in health, and EGIdra realizing that he can take out all of these Marines, and the medevacs are forced to run away. No more Marines for them to heal, and surprisingly, EGIdra has let those medevacs go. Perhaps he was worried about Marine reinforcements, but there was nothing there for the Mutalisks to be attacked by. And now another group of Marines has already been macroed up for Rain, and he is moving into setting up a couple of missile turrets to protect his production structures and his supply depots, even a couple hanging out on his mineral line, one over here. So he's fairly secured against any Mutalisk pressure against his mineral line, and now we have another base going down to the gold for EGIdra, forcing the cancel, and all of these Marines immediately stimming and running away, getting out of range of the Banelings, destroying the Zerglings, and stimming again, running from these Banelings, who even with the speed upgrade are so slow off the creep, and now a bunch of Mutas coming in, taking out those medevacs. Huge pickup for EGIdra. Without those medevacs, the effectiveness of these Marines is going to be greatly reduced. But during this time, Rain has moved into siege tanks. He has siege tech research. He's going to be trying to set up that dreaded Terran siege line in order to prevent EGIdra from running around and getting a surround against his Marines and destroying them with Banelings. EGIdra, realizing that he needs more information than the creep can provide, and that Rain has been very precise in taking out the creep tumors, and now we get the siege tank set up at the center of the map with the Xel'Naga watchtowers. These Marines luring in the Zerglings and Banelings, taking out a lot of them with the siege shots. The Crucio shock cannon doing a huge amount of damage to these low hit point Zerglings. EGIdra's almost got his third base going up and a fourth base at the gold. Kind of a risky play, but it's the kind of thing he needs in order to catch up with Rain's production. We have a constant stream of Marines, +1 armor coming out, more medevacs, siege tanks, and another command center going down for Rain. He's looking to expand again, maybe to the to his gold, or we'll see which way he goes with that. Now we got these Mutalisks flying around, looking for reinforcements, but Rain has interestingly left packs of Marines all over the map, stimming them up, going after those Mutas, doing a lot of damage to them, taking out 2 or 3, and now they're just going to run into the missile turrets over here. Realizes he cannot engage in any of these positions. EGIdra himself actually going for burrow tech, researching that. He's going to try to maybe set up some Baneling landmines. But we have more aggression coming in from Rain. Good stim, sending out a couple of Marines in the beginning, and look at that. All of these Zerglings just pushed into this choke point set up by these Marines, and every Zergling gets destroyed by the siege tanks, and EGIdra decides to leave the game, realizing that after that large loss, he would not be able to come back, considering all of these Marines, siege tanks, and what would have to be more reinforcements coming in, and even these Mutalisks about to get torn up by this group of stimmed Marines. Very intense game, lots of early aggression. Rain's 2 racks pressure into his large amount of Marines and siege tanks were able to shut down EGIdra's attempts to expand, and he was simply contained within his base, no way to get out. And we will move on to game 2.